There it is. And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 836. Today is Friday, November 12, 2021, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish, and today is one of those 10-ish days. Today's top stories. Miami will hand out free Bitcoin to residents from profits on Citycoin. AMC Theaters debuts online Bitcoin payments after months of teasing. Willing to break the mold. Bored Apes from Gorilla style ban for Universal. Binance freezes Doge withdrawals as users report being asked to return coins they don't have. And last but not least, we'll be talking about Nomics and why they're adjusting hex circulating supply as they fall out of favor with that community. But first and foremost, what's going on with those prices?
Oh, yeah. So taking a look at our prices for today, Bitcoin is sitting at $63,400, down almost 3% on the day. Ethereum at $4,578 is down 3.5%. Binance Coin at $614 is down 2% today. Solana coming in at number 5 is $225, down 6.8% today. Cardano at $2 is down 3.7%. XRP sitting at $117 is down 3.9%. Polkadot at $45, down 6.5%. And last but not least, Dogecoin at 25 cents is down 2.9%. So everything down, everything red today. Always a good time to buy if you needed it at a discount.
All right, sounds good. And today's sponsor, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor is ccFound. ccFound will be putting that in the description as well as on the Twitter today. Make sure you check them out. Warriors, do what you do. Take a quick peek, get a quick view, go and get that quick count. And trust me when I say crypto warriors, you're definitely going to check out this ccFound. At least watch the first 2 or 3 minutes of it. I signal to you all. You understand where I'm coming from. This is actually the founder here talking to you all about how and why ccFound, in his view, will probably be the best investment out there, point blank period. So make sure you check out this ccFound video. Again, this is a sponsor review, so do your own research. But Warriors, do what you do best. We always appreciate it. As always, you guys have been awesome. Keep it on. You know what we need. So again, today's sponsored post, again, shout out to ccFound for sponsoring today's show. All right, top story of the day. First quick shout outs, actually. Leroy, what's going on? Leroy Forbes, if you all just saw the newsletter, just came in as Leroy Forbes work. Thank you, Leroy. Listen, I just started reading some of the newsletter as we started the show. It is hilarious. Leroy Forbes, Mike, those guys, Josh, you're not missing on our newsletter, so make sure you check it out. What's going on, Satoshi Slim, Grill Remy, Wendy. Oh, here we go. Wendy threw her name in there. Wendy Nichols, what's going on? Ali Pio, Trader, Coach Bettis, TSG, Pat Stacks, Michael Kennedy, Rico San Diego. There we go. I like those colors, red, black, and green. You already know. Crypto Boy, DC, Benjamin Biddle, Carmelo, Saber Sabes. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Lawrence Sanders said, "Good morning, crypto warriors. Fuck Bitcoin. This is a fuck Bitcoin Fridays. I went ape and OK Coin last night and bought heavy on STX and MiamiCoin and State." It's funny you say MiamiCoin. That's the top story of the day. Before we started this show, Bitcoin's Day. I mean, I'm giving you all some insider secrets here. I'm telling you now, we need that like, smash, and that share as well. Before we started the show, Bitcoin Zay was like, "Listen, bro." He was like, "I ain't told you nothing else as a recent. You need to buy yourself some MiamiCoin. Trust me on that one." And listen, there's not many times. The last time he told me that, it was in 2016, and the project was Bitcoin. All right, I didn't buy enough. So as I just told Bitcoin Zay before the show started, I said, "Brother, I need you to be sure on this because you know how I roll. If you want me to, I'll jump into other projects with 10K for people I don't like. All right. I need you to be for real and be sure about this because if you're sure, you already know I'm about to do a backflip into this thing, close eye. But again, this is Miami. Miami will hand out free Bitcoin to residents from profits on Citycoin with none other than Bitcoin Zay to tell us about what's going on with MiamiCoin. Live from Miami, correct?
Live from Miami. The Bitcoin capital of the world, people. Don't say
hey, y'all see how he changed the narrative? I'm watching him too. Don't y'all worry.
Hell yeah. You already know. Don't say we never did anything for you.
The Bitcoin capital of the world. I love it. Let's make it.
We already on the way. And
that's a good capital to keep it real.
It is. I mean, honestly, because Mayor Suarez is all in.
Ego?
Huh?
Is weed legal?
Yeah.
Where the women weed? What else? What?
Where the women weed all day, baby. And on top of that, you get it delivered. I mean, everything's here, baby. And the biggest part about this is you have to remember there's a reason why I was telling you about this a week ago. And again, like I said, the race to establish America's biggest crypto hub is intensifying. I'm a competitive person. And I just want to say all of this news about MiamiCoin is no coincidence, people. Your boy Zay got you. That's all I got to say. So this is not telling you to go spend your entire retirement on it. All I'm saying is when you have a community project that allows people, incentivizes people to support their city, and you can actually earn yield by staking MiamiCoin and get Bitcoin into the hands of residents. I'm just saying, maybe some incentive there to maybe pick up some MiamiCoin or to look at staking or mining as well. If you look at the story, every Miami resident with a digital wallet will be eligible to receive a Bitcoin dividend, according to Mayor Francis. And if you need to know which wallet that is, we've said it before, Xverse wallet and Hero wallet are the two right now. Again, that's Xverse and Hero wallet. And sorry about that. Staking MiamiCoin has generated yields in excess of 21 million for the city. Its reserve wallet converts MiamiCoin deposits into USD based on commands from city officials. And if the yield continues at that rate, it's possible that it could entirely cover the city's tax needs. Think about that, people. The fact that we can use Bitcoin to get rid of taxes. And then
Bitcoin Zay, who has said, I wonder who said something like that so many times before.
Oh man, I wonder who's been coming up with this plan basically for the last decade, and now we have implemented it into a major city in America.
First of all, hold on. No. Hey, after what you just said, listen, people, this isn't going on behind the scenes. It's going on right in front of you. Like, and again, I'm doing this more often this year. And as we continue, because we don't do it often enough, and we let these things slide by, we've been talking about making American citizens tax payments decrease or tax-free from day one when it comes to cryptocurrency. And now Bitcoin Zay is working with MiamiCoin, and trying to make that an actual reality. This is happening in front of you, people, by the people that's talking to you right now. I mean, hand clap, Bitcoin Zay. Hey, that's what I like to see, brother. Hey, minimizing taxpayer and citizens' dollars, or at least allowing them to keep more money, which in itself can combat inflation right now as we stand. So yeah, I love this.
Oh yeah, and I just want to point out there are a few other things. Can't give everything away because it's about I'd say 25 or so different things we want to implement. But airdrops are possible. The ability to stake, the ability to mine, to earn dividends, and then for residents at some point the ability to pay for utilities and get goods at a discount. And then think about people who visit Miami. You show up in Miami with MiamiCoin, you can buy goods in Miami for cheaper than you can from wherever you came from. That's a great incentive to hold it and to spend it instead of trading it in for fiat dollars. Because the ultimate goal, all roads lead to Bitcoin, but this is a good bridge to get there because the medium of exchange era of Bitcoin is a little far off. But it does also have the benefit of using Bitcoin as a security layer. So shout out to Manib Ali, creator of Stacks. Shout out to Patrick, CEO of City Coins, putting these rails in place to build on top of Bitcoin for long term. Super excited about that.
Yeah, and you know what? Litmo Crypto said they got their ears in on a show. They definitely do. They've always had. But I love hearing stories and seeing things like this. You know, we'll be talking about this more later. Please excuse me, people. It's Fuck Bitcoin Fridays. You know, I bring the pettiness on Friday. And I started drinking that yak early, and I'm not about to break backs. So I got to crack these sats. All right. Here's the deal. People on Twitter who, like, this one guy, literally, I showed Zay before the show started, like 20 minutes ago. He was just clowning us on some ha ha ha. You guys have a low follower count and all that. As I already told him, you know, we live in the real world. Not that we care, but literally, I've said this many times. We have like 100 people who are subscribers and watch our show who are very, very wealthy people. Let's just throw that out there. It may be less than 100. Let's say 50 to 100 people who are very wealthy and they own or are in charge of a lot of shit. We don't need 100,000 or a million people watching this. No. We need those 50 to 100 people to stay in our corner for the rest of our lives. And we can keep coming on Friday online in the morning and say, fuck Bitcoin Fridays. Half of y'all don't know what the hell you talking about. Yeah. Saber Saves, thank you for the shout. Said the people's champ killing it. For sure, for sure. Carson said, thanks for the jewels. So a couple questions about this MiamiCoin though, Bitcoin say. First, my first question, I have a question. How, because here's my thing. Even if MiamiCoin does spend Bitcoin profit, it becomes profitable, it becomes a thing right now as well. 5 cents, it goes up to 25 cents, 5 times, whatever, right? MiamiCoin. What is going to happen when it catches the eyes of regulators? Will they regulate the city of Miami the same way they're doing personal projects or smaller projects? So we could be seeing a whole new slew of regulatory guidelines come out. That's if they could even do it, because we know what's going to happen in states like Florida and Texas. Governors are going to step up and be like, hold on, we don't know what our mayor's doing, nor do we care, because it's our mayor. The federal government won't overstep its boundaries. However, we do know they do that in the past when things are going their way. So what's your thoughts on this?
Great question. So Stacks is the only SEC complied token in the world. It's the only token that the SEC
gang already said,
hey. Gang already approved it. And that's the thing. When people are talking about the regulatory part, I was saying, well, the SEC already approves the Stacks token so that it can be one-to-one mining with Bitcoin. And then City Coins was created on top of Stacks. That is one of the protocols, one of the smart contracts that has been created. So yes, King, regulators are coming, but not for MiamiCoin. And for most people who are looking at other projects, that's one of the main differences, is that the SEC already registered the token for Stacks, and then MiamiCoin came out. Other people's coins are just out there, and it could end up being unregistered securities with the SEC. Don't have to worry about that with MiamiCoin. And once more education comes out, I think the bullish case for MiamiCoin as a utility token is huge on top of Bitcoin, because now we're building DeFi rails, and we're allowing people to not only earn yield in Bitcoin. You can mine Miami coins. The actual reward for Miami coins right now is 250,000 for every block. 250,000 Miami coins.
I see why the SEC pushed back against Coinbase now. Oh, y'all trying to lend? No, y'all trying to fuck up what we got rolling now is what you're doing. I'm gonna holler at you this Friday unless you rescind that offer. And they was like, oh, we just playing. Because the SEC was definitely like 3 p.m. after school. That's your ass, boy, unless you take that lending program off. Coinbase came back out that afternoon. I was just playing, y'all. We ain't doing no lending around here. Marlon Wells was going on. So usually catch the podcast a day late. Glad to join live. We're glad to have you live. Let's see. All right. So we have another question I want to ask about MiamiCoin. I'm trying to scroll down and find it. Satoshi Slim said the gem in the crypto. What? Y'all shilling without a disclaimer, LOL. Hey, I said this must be this is the real shill. Zay was like, look, hey, no disclaimer. Get it going. And of course, to be fair, this isn't insider information, as Roger Ver said, not that it's illegal in this market. But to be fair, it's not insider information. It's because we're looking at all the Stacks coins. Again, they're doing that New York City coin. They're talking about doing the Kansas coin, wherever else coin they had in some other city. And as Bitcoins, they said, these things are regulatory approved already. It looks like this is the direction we're going in. So make sure you check that out to check that out as well. Let's see. Someone said, GMAC, what's going on in MiamiCoin? I cannot transfer to my Xverse wallet from OKCoin. What are your thoughts on that, Zay?
So right now, I would say leave it on OKCoin if it's not transferring. You use the same address as the Stacks wallet and Xverse. Try Hero wallet as well. That should work. If not, maybe something else going on there. But yeah, that should work. And actually, there will be tutorial videos coming out for all of this stuff very soon.
In Bitcoin's very voice or in different voice?
Yeah, it'll be in somebody's voice. That's all I gotta say. And
my voice, shit.
Yeah, exactly. But for the most part, like I said, right now, buying on OKCoin, holding it there for now isn't bad, and you should be able to transfer it. And just wait for the tutorial videos if not.
Any way to get around OKCoin KYC to get at the MiamiCoin?
Not right now, because that's the only exchange where you can purchase it directly. However, if you buy Stacks and you do stake it, you earn MiamiCoin on that. So that's the quote unquote way around it. But what I will say is, as soon as it starts picking up, it will be on more exchanges than just OKCoin.
There we go. All right, really quick, Jaron Perdo, thank you. And excuse me if I mispronounced that last name. Thank you for the tip. Oh, he said, I am staking MiamiCoin on OKCoin. Would you recommend I leave OKCoin and transfer my MiamiCoin to Xverse, or should I leave it on the platform? Thanks for the tip.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, right now I think it's pretty fine to leave it on the platform as far as staking it. Absolutely.
I will say the good thing is that if you are staking on these platforms, of course, we always say stay away from centralized platforms. But when you're talking about a regulated, centralized city coin, I don't think our states, federal government, or cities are going to be playing with these exchanges. So I think it's one of those things where you might actually be safe to keep stacked coins on there. MiamiCoin, New York coin, all that stuff. You might be safe to keep it on these exchanges, because if something happens with that, it's a big difference between telling a retail investor we ain't got your money and telling the mayor of a big city we ain't got your money. That is a huge difference. So I think it may actually be a little bit safer. Let's see. Crypto Culture says they got the clap last night at the strip club. LOL. Thank you for the tip, Kenzie. So I read that out loud. Appreciate that, Kenzie. Let's see. Yep, everybody's asking about transferring. So it looks like you can't transfer right away from OKCoin. Right after you get it, you just have to run the stack and play for a bit. Hopefully it won't.
Have some patience, people. I mean, damn, you can wait for a couple of days. Shit.
Hey, we got people scared off exchanges. This is a healthy fear.
I know, healthy fear, but some people are trying to log on, buy it, and move it off the same day. I'm like, man, there's no exchange that does that unless it's decentralized. So yeah, not yet. Not yet.
But what is on the horizon is the AMC Theater is debuting online Bitcoin payments after months of teasing. That's right. AMC Theaters now accepts online payments in Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, with Dogecoin coming next. First and foremost, you get a one-hand clap for AMC Theaters. There it is. I mean, hey, I'm happy they're doing this, but it's capitulation. Every business that can accept anything for value will do this. Like, and the fact that they're taking so long is more nerve-wracking than anything. But I'm still happy they're doing it. This is a positive news story. But just throw it out there for any business owners. Accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is as simple as literally logging onto a website. Like, it's digital currency. It's digital. So it's crazy when you see AMC all these other places like, we got to do the research, we got to do this, we're teasing, you don't have to do any of that. Like, literally just log onto a website and you can either accept it all in Bitcoin, you can accept half in Bitcoin, half in cash, you can accept it all in cash, nothing in Bitcoin. You even have some sites where you can accept 10% in Bitcoin, 10% in Dogecoin, 10% in Ether, 10% in Bitcoin Cash, 10% in USD. Like, you can literally break it up like that. So there's no reason to be a merchant and not accept this. Let's just throw that out there. I'm glad AMC is finally going with the times, but it's almost like if a new movie came out in 4K or some high digital thing, and the movie theater's like, no, we're gonna keep showing the VHS versions. We're gonna keep showing film. And it's like, but why would we do that? So again, shout out to AMC. I'm glad you're accepting cryptocurrency, as you should, and as everyone will soon be doing. But it's literally just signing up to a website to do it. This payment process is a website. But again, this is American cinema giant AMC Theaters is finally adopting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin for online payments following months of teasing the new payment option. AMC CEO Adam Aron announced Thursday that the company now proudly accepts 4 major cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin for online payments. The new payment method already accounts for 14% of AMC's total online transactions, Aaron said, adding that cryptocurrencies join traditional payment options like Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal, the CEO wrote. If you can turn some shit on your business and you get 14% volume from it, you've been doing something wrong. That's 14% of your business you didn't even explore. And that's literally from one day. In 24 hours, 14% of your business came from something you turned on in 24 hours ago. Yesterday, you turned something on and 14% of the people you do business with used it. And you waited. And it's a website to do it on. Like, I'm going to keep clowning these people. I'm happy they're doing it, but this is hilarious to me. What are your thoughts on this AMC story?
Oh, yeah. So AMC, they've kind of been kicking the bucket down the road as far as implementing the payments. However, you are right. When 14% of your transactions come from cryptocurrencies, you got to be scratching your head like, damn, why do we wait so long? And I think other companies will do the same. So AMC allowing you to pay doesn't mean you have to, but I always tell people you want to have the option available. You don't know what sort of payment method people want, and limiting yourself to the current ones we have now is only going to hurt yourself. So make sure if you do have a business, find a way to accept crypto. And if you want to do it, again, like we said before, simple. It's just like logging into a website, get a QR code. You can get a static lightning address. It's a bunch of things you can do to accept crypto. So take the steps now. So when it becomes something that people want to use, you'll already have the infrastructure in place.
Yeah, for sure. Someone's asking, I think Alec, shout out to Alec, our in-house moderator. Alec, you know, I got you too. I owe you on the email from last week. I've been running, man. Alex said, you know, would that profit go to all the citizens or just Miami Coin holders?
Say it one more time.
Would the Bitcoin profit from Miami Coin go to all citizens or just the holders?
So 30% goes to the city, 70% goes to the person who staked it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so I did see a comment where, let's see, I'm trying to find, someone said I'm not using my Bitcoin, I'm not using my digital gold to buy movies, essentially. I get it. Like I said, I am one of those persons who actually spends, Gil Remy said, why would I pay for a movie with digital gold? I'm with you. A lot of people are on that same thing. I'm more of the type that I do spend my Bitcoin as well. I save it, hold it, and spend it as well. Like I use it, I transact with it. And yeah, Saber Saves even say on a more general note, been trying to pay for goods in Bitcoin just because it's so much easier, very little friction, can't wait for the future. Like that is why I use Bitcoin, people, which is why when people talk about the technology and people say, well, certain people are in it for the money, I'm like, no. Like the technology is super cool. We keep trying to tell you, it's like, people, this is super cool. You can do payments on your own. Like, why is that not exciting to you as it is to some of us? I don't know. It's super exciting to me though. But yeah, I do understand the people who don't use it. I get it. It makes sense. Like, hey, this thing is constantly going up in value. Why would you sell it for anything? You're right. Essentially, you're giving digital gold away for a movie, and that is not a great trade. However, I'm one of those people who are just like, at this moment, this is what it is. So at this moment, this is what Bitcoin's worth as we transact with it. At this moment, this is what a movie's worth. So they'll get my $7, or I guess for a movie, they'll get my $22 worth of Bitcoin for the movie. But no, I'm definitely with you. I do realize, like, hey, next year that $22 in Bitcoin will be worth more. However, if this is the way if this is the way I'm going to transact, this is the way I have to transact. So it's just one of those things. I don't know. Would you do that? Would you pay for a movie with Bitcoin?
Movie? No. Of course, I pay for a bunch of other stuff with Bitcoin. It's more of a pay it forward thing. It's not as much, I want to spend all of my Bitcoin, but most of it is just paying it forward. And also, again, the technology is cool. The ability to show somebody how the technology works is cool. And again, you want to give people the option, because there are some people who live off the Bitcoin standard or live off of crypto and pay for goods that way simply because they don't want to convert it back to cash. To them, they may say, hey, I got $1 million worth of Dogecoin. It's an option. I'll pay with Dogecoin. Even if the price is going down, because I have so much, it doesn't matter for me. So definitely good to see the option there.
There it is. All right, willing to break the mold, Bored Apes form Gorillas style band for Universal. That is right. The digital metaverse band Kingship will include 4 cartoon members from the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT collection and share the same manager as Snoop Dogg. Remember he was Snoop Lion for a minute?
Yeah. Snoop was lying. He was not.
Hilarious. What's going on with Snoopy D-O double G in this Bored Ape Yacht Club?
Snoop Dogg. Oh yeah. So a virtual band made of 4 expensive cartoon apes from the Bored Apes Yacht Club NFT collection is hoping to become the next big hit in the music industry. The band is called Kingship. They'll put out music, perform in the metaverse, and release plenty of NFT collectibles. And their inspiration comes from Gorillaz. If you remember Gorillaz, Damon Albarn's cartoon band. And the music label Universal is backing the unique act, and it will join its artists, including Billie Eilish, Queen, Taylor Swift, and Nirvana. So we have music labels signing NFT characters now to record deals, people. We are literally in the future. We're so far into the future right now. It's ridiculous. And I know there's some people who look at NFTs and say, well, I don't see how it has value. Well, if you create demand and you create value, that's how it goes. And the 10,000 NFTs in the Bored Ape Yacht Club, they've been fetching increasingly expensive prices. So last month, more than 95 million worth of Bored Ape NFTs was sold for an average price of 170K. Woo! So people have to understand, even though that may seem like a ridiculous amount of money, at this point, it's a status symbol. It's like a Rolex. If you have a punk or if you have a Bored Ape, apparently you must be rich. Like that's literally what people think. And they're like, oh, you must be one of those people that were either super early or you're probably pretty rich. And again, the value that's being given to it at this point, they're signing them as music artists, which is dope. I think we'll see more of the same with other projects, maybe in movies. Shout out to my boy Micah Johnson. His NFT character, Aku, is the first NFT character to ever get a movie. So you're taking the NFT world, moving it into music, art, and different movies. Great to see for the space because, again, this is how we go mainstream.
There it is. There it is. All right. Speaking of mainstream, Don't get no more mainstream than this one. People, I mean, we are literally watching the death of this thing in front of our eyes. But Binance freezes Doge withdrawals as users report being asked to return coins they don't have. That's right. Binance users say that the crypto exchange is not allowing them to make any withdrawals until they return the Doge. First of all, if you are still heavy on Binance, it's going to be your fault. It will be your fault. We have given enough warnings, literally now for the better part of 6 months. But Binance is showing big cracks, people. They like, if they last another couple of years, you better believe the government's in. Like, the government hand is so far up its ass, talking through it like a puppet. All right, like, you just better believe that if Binance stays alive, like this, all these signs. And the reason why we say this, we're not just talking off the side of our head. We said the same thing when Poloniex showed his cracks. When Poloniex took down his troll box, we was like, oh, they're on their way out.
And they wait
4 months later, so everybody stopped using it. Circle bought it. History. Saying like literally, Bittrex, when Bittrex did this dirty, we was like, oh, this how y'all doing business? Y'all not gonna last. When last time you heard somebody say shit Trex, right?
Yeah.
And right now we're telling you Binance the same thing. They keep showing these cracks for a reason. This is them signaling to you all that the show is long over at Binance. And hey, no hate, Binance, the show there was amazing. They had a great run. They were one of the best to ever do it. Derrick Rose status, man. But everyone gets hurt at the end in this market.
Hey, more like bye Binance. Am I right?
Bro, you are hilarious. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange by trading volume, has temporarily suspended withdrawals of Doge following an upgrade, the company said Thursday. We discovered a minor issue with Doge. Now, for one, whenever you talk about an exchange with billions of dollars on it, I'm tired of hearing about minor issues. All right. This is the third or fourth minor issue in the last few weeks, but we discovered a minor issue with Doge network withdrawals on Binance after carrying out a version update on 2021-11-10. Binance sent the post on Thursday morning while specifying what the minor issue was. As a result, we have temporarily suspended Doge network withdrawals until the issue is resolved. Binance is actively working with the Doge project team to resolve the issue. But it looks like the upgrade has created significant problems. Some of Binance's users who have claimed that the exchange first initiated the withdrawal of Dogecoin without their consent and is now asking the users to return the Dogecoin that they don't have in their Binance account. So Binance took the Doge without their consent, then went back to those same users and say, hey, give us a Doge. It's kind of like the police telling you to pull over and you saying, I can't pull over anymore. Shout out to Super Troopers. If you've seen it, then you know an important part of history that you were able to attend. But it looks like screenshots shared with CoinDesk by several Binance users show that Binance asked them to return Doge to the exchange, or else their withdrawal function on the exchange would remain deactivated. But the affected users said they didn't have any Doge in their Binance accounts to return. So again, this is going back and forth. Binance is saying one thing, users saying one thing. They're reaching out to Cointelegraph and CoinDesk and probably the government for help. But at the end of the day, one thing remains clear in this article, regardless of exactly what happened, something happened. Something is happening over at Binance, and your funds, your capital, your value is no longer safe being left with them overnight. That is a very risky play. Not only that, Binance is not, to my knowledge, offering anything so unique you can't find it on any other exchange or on DeFi platform. So I would highly encourage you all to start to look around, but this story is crazy. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it seems as though Binance at this point is on its deathbed, and with the constant troubles with Dogecoin, with other withdrawals, with customers not being able to access their account, it just seems like the writing's on the wall at this point. And of course, if you cannot withdraw, if there are problems, hopefully they fix it. But if they don't, what you gonna do? That's the thing about these centralized exchanges. What if Binance said, you know what? Yeah, no, you can't withdraw. Like there's basically just gonna be a line of people with customer service crying about it. But that's the reason why you want to try and get your coins off of exchanges before bull markets start or start raging, and before these exchanges get locked up. So if you're using an exchange, think to yourself, I have 2 strong years to use this exchange before things start happening. Because that's usually where it goes. I think you got about 3 years. Well, what do you think, King? About 3 years to go strong at most?
Yeah, exchanges, guys, athletes, they got 3 years, 2 to 3, 3 to 4.
You got 2 to 3 strong years. And if you last past that, you one of them people. Yeah. For example, see Coinbase. For example, see some of the other big exchanges, Uphold, Gemini. They all have to follow suit. But if you want to do your own thing, you're going to get smacked around, and we're seeing it here. Poloniex, Bittrex, and now Binance.
Yeah, there it is. Looking at some of these comments really quick. Leroy said Binance is Zacharias. They flew too close to the sun, but for a good minute, they was hella high. Exactly. Now this, I agree with you, Cryptonomics. Sounds like a lie, an exploit that may have tech in some people's Dogecoin. So I'm with you. Two things more than likely happen. Either, as Cryptonomics said, it was a real exploit. They got hacked and the Dogecoin got taken and they don't have it, which is why they're going in like this. Because for them to be asking for you to send it back and they supposedly have it, it sounds like, again, whether it's an internal or external hack or exploit, something may have happened, or even worse, something even more nefarious. They could literally just as an exchange be like, we need to make some more money because we don't have the money we said we have for all this Bitcoin. What can we take? Oh, Dogecoin. Listen, if somebody's sitting on 10,000, 20,000 Dogecoin right now, take it. They don't know what they're doing in this market. Just take it. Just take and let them complain. We'll figure it out later. It could have been that too. So we don't know which one. Also, we don't know Trek if this is Binance US or international. It doesn't say. I'm going to go ahead and assume international because as of late, when they say US, the US one, they really make sure they're talking about US. So they didn't say it here. Tim Brown, thank you for that. It's a great show. Love the information you're putting out. Keep it going for sure. Thank you. Let's see. Satoshi Slim, where do you two go for cutting edge tech news like Wired Mag? Looking to educate myself in the places that the early informed tech heads learn. Thanks in advance. For me, honestly, I'm when it comes to tech news, I usually go to like forums. I go to a lot of I do underground stuff. I want to know like what normal people are really in deep conversations and 10-minute threads going back and forth about. So I like going to forums. I might go to Wired or one of those like mainstream things just to get a broad analysis of what's going on, what I need to know about. And then when I do my due diligence, I like to kind of jump into forums to see what people are really talking about.
Yeah, me is mostly from Twitter and personal friends, because on Twitter, a lot of good information gets put out. Follow those people, you get the information up to date, then you can do your own research later. So that's how I get it quick and are able to keep up with some of the things that are happening in tech. And then I got friends that work in AI, friends that work in the IP layer, that work in network security. I got friends in all over the tech place, all over the place in tech.
And of course, today is Fuck Bitcoin Friday, so we will be putting the link for the show in the chat. Feel free to call in, of course. Call in with some smoke, but we got something wrong. Really quick, Atala King said, I'm a small business and want to accept crypto. What's the best platform to use? Love you guys. Thanks. I would say what BitPay does smaller retail businesses now, correct? And then who else? Coin payments. Weren't we using coin payments for a while?
Yep, coin payments. GoCoin.
Yep. What else you just say?
GoCoin is another one. CoinGate, that's another one. I mean, that's pretty.
Here we go.
And then your own QR code for your own wallet. So if you set up an Edge wallet, or if you set up a blockchain wallet, or any wallet you have with a QR code, you can use that as well. You just want to make sure you switch it daily or weekly, because you don't want to have all the transactions going to that same address. So yeah, Coinbase Commerce, if you have Coinbase. I mean, there's a bunch of coin payment processes.
I just put it, Alec put BTC Pay Server. I just put it, I said BTC Pay Server. Yep. So right there, that's about 5 different ways to accept crypto as a business. BitPay, Coinbase Payments, CoinGate, your own QR code for a wallet like Edge, or BTC Pay Server to run your own Bitcoin Pay Server and send out invoices. So 5 different ways for a business to accept Bitcoin right there. I'm looking at these likes to make sure they're looking good. Are we about, hey, get to smashing that thumbs up, people. We're gonna have some issues real quick. Hey. Let's see. Leroy Forbes said BitPlay is playing nice with the brokies again. I thought they forgot about us. No, they're back as of now. Last time I checked, but yeah. For those who do want to use BitPay, just know they do go in and out of dealing with broke people, which is retail investors. They usually only want to mess with institutions and big regulators, but during the entire bear run, as they started to lose institutions, they came back to retail investors. Like, all right, we here for y'all small businesses too. Again, I am putting the invite link in the chat. What you got, like 20 minutes, Zay? 17 minutes?
Yeah, 17 minutes.
If you got smoke for Zay, he got 17 minutes. Again, feel free to call in. We got something wrong. And as we wait for someone to call in, we'll actually cover this last story of the day. Nomics. People. Oh man, we got to talk about this story. There's so many reasons and ways to talk about this story. I'll be broad. I'll make it brief. Here's the first thing. And this is why we're talking about Nomics. for those of you who are like us, who are like, hey, what the fuck is Nomics? We said the same thing when the only community that pumped it and pushed it to us was the Hex community. That was those 8 assholes I kept talking about on Twitter. I can actually bring up the Twitter thread. But essentially, people from the Hex community, there was only about 8 of them. And then we actually had one call in. So shout out to the guy who called in. I think it was, I forgot, DJ Cryptomatic, whatever. Shout out to him. He's a Hexkin and a warrior, but he called in. He was brave. He didn't care. And he even pushed Nomics on the show. And we pushed back to him. And again, if you remember, he even said that Nomics founder was a Hex bag holder. And their whole thing with us, they were getting angry and upset with us that we use Coin Market Cap daily. Our response was Coin Market Cap, CoinGecko, Nomics. You can pick whatever price aggregator you want. This market is in the billions, cusping trillions. There is foul play going on. We don't know how else to tell you all this. There is foul play at every corner. However, the Hex crowd, for whatever reason, and this is the sad part about it too. This is the sad and the scary part about it. They actually believe Nomics had integrity. They deep down, the majority of them, this was the sad part. It's sad and scary. The majority of them really believe that Nomics was telling them the truth and then up and up. This is sad and scary to me because you are not versed enough to be talking crypto to others yet. It's that simple. If you fall for the banana in the tailpipe, you should shut the fuck up, start reading, and start watching more YouTubes and Twitters, whatever else. You shouldn't be talking and tweeting and telling people about everything you know in crypto because you don't know enough. You're falling for the banana in the tailpipe to us. So that's the first thing. It was scary and sad that this group of people couldn't even tell that this price aggregator was doing foul, was playing foul play. But if you haven't noticed, as it says here, Nomics essentially adjusted Hex circulating supply, which dropped them out of number 3. And you know they threw a tizzy fit. They threw a big tizzy fit because this is the only platform they were number 3 on. Now, my post that I put on Twitter wasn't even to the Hex crowd. I just hashtag the Hexkins or whatever you do. I just called on them because they were the ones pushing the platform Nomics that was lying to people. Now, I'm bringing all this up because what if Bitcoin Zay and I had caved into their bullying? What if we had said, you know what? They keep punking us, they're bullying us. We're going to stop using Coin Market Cap and we're going to start using Nomics just because one project group bullied us on Twitter to do it, even though they wouldn't call in real life. We've been looking like idiots today, like they're looking like idiots because the Nomics CEO, co-founder, whatever you want to call them, came out and said, hey guys, we've been lying about some of these circulating supplies and we got to fix it. And Hex went from 3 to 12 or whatever it went, whatever. Now, things I like to point out. For one, I do believe 2 days ago, I said now is the best time to buy Hex, and Hex just went up 52%. So again, the gentlemen in crypto know what they're talking about, and this wasn't a Hex bash. We literally said 48 hours ago, that was the best time to buy Hex, and Hex is up 48 hours later, 52%. Just want to throw that out there. Like you guys are making this too easy for us, but I don't know. I mean, I got more to cover in the story. I might actually bring up the Twitter thread. That's what I was gonna say. I might actually bring up the Twitter thread of the responses because as I said before, which kind of started scaring me away from the Hex project and Nomics, they were starting to sound like the same thing I showed you in the masterclass, which is how trolls get you to buy into their projects, essentially. How pump and dump scams happen. Like the way they were responding to is looking like pump and dump scams. But again, you can read this on Twitter. This is Nomics Finance coming out saying, hey, we're adjusting Hex's circulating supply, which dropped the price. They even apologized and said, hey, we can't stay on top of all the comments on Twitter. So we're going to try to leave a note for you all to read just so you can figure out what's happening. And look at this. That's like gatekeeping in my sense. You can't apply rules for Hex and then not apply them to other crypto. Look at them. They just went to start to cry and cry and cry and cry. My biggest question with this and with Nomics is, since it was the Hex and Nomics crowd that did the class action lawsuit against Coin Market Cap for essentially manipulating the market, are you all also going to do a class action lawsuit for Nomics? How does this work when everybody's dirty?
Yeah, exactly. This got to be dirtier than the dirtiest.
Hey, I am definitely pointing this article out because, again, people, it was like a 2 or 3 week thing where this random group of 8 people we never met started calling us all sorts of names, and they still going on. And here's the crazy part. These people, one of which calls himself a Hex OG. That's right, a project that's been around for 2 years. He's an OG giving you all advice, telling you not to listen to us. But I can't even make this up. But the importance of all this, that these people are brushing it off like it's no big deal. And it's like, no, it is a big deal. It is. You're trying to get people to spend their money in different areas. You're trying to pull them off of projects and platforms, and you're trying to bully them while doing it. You're calling names, you're being forceful, you're doing everything rude. And that's how I know these guys are bots and trolls, which is why I try to get them on the camera, because I think it would be hilarious content for the internet. You can tell these are some very sad people in real life. But they do all of that. And then when they're wrong, when they are wrong, they can't even say, oh shit, we are right. And this is blah, 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 blah. You should see the pushback on them. But this is crazy. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Nomics having just as low as integrity as every other coin aggregator site out there?
Hey, welcome to crypto, people. This is what it is. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said you do not, at this point, have the ability to talk to people about crypto if you couldn't see what Nomics was doing from the beginning. The very first time I ever Googled Nomics on this show, because people were saying it, the very first thing was a marketing thing for Hex. That's the very first thing. And I was like, well, that's a red flag. I wonder who's helping this. And then when it was at number 3, they were like, yeah, because that's how supply actually really is, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then here
even Richard was talking, and shout out to Richard, but Richard was talking that shit too. He knew we knew better, but we let it go.
And then after it happened, the walk back became a conversation about Bitcoin somehow. It was like, oh, yeah, well, the supply was adjusted. Well, then we got to adjust the supply for Satoshi's 5% coins that are in circulation. And that's the thing is, how does Hex somehow become a Bitcoin conversation? I don't know. But as far as Hex project by itself, that was pretty easy to see when you look up Nomics and you see Hex at the top. It's like, oh, all right, well, I already know who's behind that. And I'm not surprised because it seems like every single price aggregator will have some sort of manipulation in there somehow based on whatever they do. But yeah, market cap can be manipulated, absolutely. However, it is not being manipulated in their eyes with Hex. So again, that's what you got to deal with. Yeah, manipulation happens all the time, but not with Hex. Yeah, okay.
Like the fact that people were really saying, "Oh, Nomics is honest. Nomics wouldn't do anything wrong," and it's like, and again, this is the scary part, because when I really went back and looked at some of these comments on Twitter and the responses and talk, like, people really believe that, and all I'm saying to you guys is, if you really believed in BitConnect, if you really believed in OneCoin, if you really believed in Nomics, if you really believe in that, I'm not trying to talk shit to you. You should probably shut the fuck up and just listen to the show from now on and stop commenting and tweeting so much, because you do not know what you're talking about in this market. When I tell you this is one of the most obvious things to us that we've seen, which is why we're bringing it up today, it was like hilariously obvious. And not only that, it literally took 12 weeks. Like, I think it was 3 months ago you all were telling us about Nomics. You all didn't even go a full year of proving us wrong. Like 12 weeks later, the founder, the CEO proved us wrong. People, I don't know what to say. Michael, what's going on, Michael? Welcome back to the show. What's going on? What you got for us today?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
So I listen to you, like I said, I listen to you guys every day. I don't necessarily comment in the chat, but I listen every week. And just to comment on somebody who said earlier about your followers and not having that many, hey, it's about quality over quantity. You guys have quality content, so that's what's most important.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Much appreciated. Well, and you know what, Michael, really quick, and for those listening, to be fair, I was telling Bitcoin Xavier before the show, like, he actually mentioned something about Twitter and trolling me months ago. I've been slowly creeping into it, and I get it. Like, listen, I'm the guy who likes to find the school bullies and be like, you're not that big of a bully to me, dog. Like, shut the fuck up. Be cool with everybody. We all trying to get along and learn here, all right? I'm that guy. So these trolls think we're going to run away, and it's like, no. I'll be on set having, so I'm making money while I'm tweeting to people. So this is literally just for the content and for the internet. Like I said, half of them are probably bots anyway. I think only like 3 or 4 of them are real, but they're losers. They're real losers. They're real losers, people. Don't you worry. We don't keep our foot on their neck. We're never going to stop. Go ahead, Michael.
So I wrote down a couple of notes here. So one, I lived in Miami for 9 years. I just moved to Orlando in February, so I'm pissed that now they have the MiamiCoin, but I just set up my OKCoin account. I moved some Polkadot over there to buy some MiamiCoin, and I already set up my Hero wallet, so I'm gonna set all that up today. Zay, I saw you with Crypto Blood yesterday on Twitter, and I listened for a little while, and a couple of comments I wanted to make was, one, I did like you. I was at a job almost 6 years. They terminated my position. I took my 401k. It wasn't a lot, but I took it.
Yeah.
And my sister's like, why wouldn't you put it back in 401k? I said, no, I'm putting it in crypto. And it was the best thing I did.
Best decision ever, right?
Decision ever. Second thing, people have to realize, and I got this, I'm mentioning him again, Currency 365. It's not about so much about giving and donating. It's about giving to fertile ground. So some people say, hey, I give, and I'm not seeing anything for it. And that's because you're not giving to fertile ground. If you're listening to content that's giving you good value and good information, then yes, you should be donated. And I need to donate to you guys more also. So I'm just saying we need to donate to those that we're getting quality content and we're getting information from. The other thing is banks. I thought maybe banks would become irrelevant, but I realized even though we're new to the crypto world, there's so many people that don't understand it. And I really think that banks will have the use as custodial holders, because the biggest issue I have is what happens if I'm not here tomorrow. My kids who know nothing about crypto, they don't know nothing about private keys, how to access my coins, or even where my coins are. Mm-hmm. So that's where I see banks being of value.
Yeah. And one thing I will say is we've always stated there will always be a portion of the population that would rather somebody else custodial it because there is insurance involved, or that they take liability. And one of the things I would say is that even though banks couldn't do it, so can BitGo. So can some of these other they're insured up to 100 million. So can some of these other insured Bitcoin platforms. So I think that'll be a good market that'll test out. But some people, you're right, they want to put it there because if you happen to pass, you want a place where they can access it without having to jump through all the hoops and learn all the keys and learn where it's at. I'm with you there. Even though I've laid out a plan, I've laid out coordinates, private keys, seed phrases, backups, all that stuff. A lot of that could be lost in translation if you were to pass suddenly, you know what I mean? If you don't have the time to sit down and plan with your lawyer. So yeah, I'm with you there. There's always gonna be a population that does that. We just don't want them to take the narrative and say, yeah, we were the ones that allowed you to get Bitcoin. Because I think that's what's gonna trick people, is be like, see, we allowed you to get Bitcoin, right? Keep shopping with us. And that's gonna be the problem where we're like, well, no, it wasn't built for that, but I understand the reason for using it, absolutely.
You said it also. People unfortunately don't like to take responsibility for their actions, so they like having somebody else to put the blame on.
Yeah.
So, you also just mentioned about NFTs. Now, going as we go forward, gaming is going to be huge, as we're seeing, and this whole metaverse. And I'm even looking at some gaming to look to buy some land, and you see how with all of these gaming platforms, they all involve NFTs. And what I see happening is you buy, it's just another piece of value. Unfortunately, I never thought this would come to the case where digital assets become more valuable than physical. I mean, it's not going to be for me, but as we go forward with millennials and younger, it's all about, that whole being unsocial and just living in a digital world.
Yeah. And I think that digital world, for people who suck in real life, digital world is going to be a great escape, because you could be the man in the metaverse, and then as soon as you take them glasses off, you're sitting in an empty apartment with a bed on the floor and no food in the fridge. So people may look around at that and say, I'd rather be in a digital world, man. I can go to a party here, go listen to music. I can talk, quote unquote, talk to girls with a new image I've created. I have money in the metaverse. I have better experiences. And if you start to get the same dopamine hits that you get in real life, life on the metaverse and in real life starts to get blurry. Now that may take a little time, but I could definitely see a world where there's a whole, we already have the name for it, incels, or people who are very introverted. They stay at home, they don't talk to people, and then the COVID pandemic that happened, actually got people to stay at home more. So you got people who are like, well, I could do everything from the house now. I want to keep it this way. I'm scared to go outside. Oh yeah, the metaverse is going to be huge for that population. And it's going to be more kids born that go into the metaverse first and then say, hey, forget real life stuff. I can learn to do everything in the metaverse. So I see it happening, but that'll definitely give people like us the advantage because we've already been outside. We started out outside. So yeah.
The last comment I'll make is, again, going back to Cliff High Webbot report. He said it in 2017, I think it was, that the exchanges are going to go away. And we're seeing more and more because I mean, you guys talked about it 3 months ago about Binance. Get your funds off Binance. Most of these exchanges don't have the coin, and if you're I mean, listen, I have maybe 5% of my total wealth on exchanges just for trading, etc. But for people who just leave all their coins on their exchange, that's a mistake. As you say, if you don't own it, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. So I think, what Bob Report said is they're going to go down, and we already see that I never thought crypto would be manipulated, but we see it's manipulated also. So everything is manipulated. So we live in this manipulated system. So you just have to find a way to work around it.
Yeah. Time in the market is better than timing the market. So just getting your years in and just sticking around is probably the best play. Absolutely.
Hey, thanks again for calling in, Michael. Much appreciated.
Yes, thanks for your time, guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Quick comments for you. Leave Bitcoin Zay 5252crypto.com. Thank you for the tip. Good morning, YouTube. Put on for us all. Thanks, Kings. Any advice for Bitcoin miners starting out with a few and scaling up? Hit the like and subscribe and share. Much appreciated. Bitcoin miners starting up and looking to scale. What are your thoughts?
I would say it's not that profitable for individual miners, but compass mining is probably the best low-cost way that you could do some sort of mining with your equipment or with your computer. So I would say start there, and then if you want to scale up, make sure you got a few $1 million and you got a warehouse full of space. I'll put that in here now so you can.
If not, is it just a slow grind? If it's just a normal, let's say I got as a family, a mom, dad, 3 kids, 17, 15, 13. Hey, we do well, nice upper middle class. Me and my wife, my oldest son, we want to start buying some miners. It's buy one every 6 months. Is this worth it? Would you say do not do it? You saying don't do it?
It's not worth it. Just buy Bitcoin. Because what you got to do is you can say to yourself, yep, I'm about to buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin equipment. And then we should yield that back in a year. The thing is, you miss a whole year of buying Bitcoin or of it coming. It depends on, when you do it. But if you just bought it directly, and then when you made more money, just keep buying Bitcoin, usually a better average out if you don't have a lot of money to start out with mining. Because most people are saying, I want to mine, but how long are you going to do it? These companies are trying to stay around for 100 years. If you're like, well, I just want to kind of do it as a hobby, the hobby days are over. I remember those days, 2014, 2015, the hobby days, just set it up. Let's see what happens. Those days are over. Way too much now.
I will say, instead of Bitcoin, I will look at other cryptocurrencies. There are other popular ones out there that people are starting to mine. So I would say look into that. One I have to check out, I'll say it out loud. I know people have actually mentioned it to us. I had to do a due diligence on a deep dive on it. Have you looked at Helium yet?
Which one? Helium?
Helium miners.
Yeah, I looked at them after I think Sergeant Crypto said it on
I think low key what they're doing is not yet. It's going to end up being illegal.
What, Helium? Yeah. I mean,
you're like sharing internet, basically. You're sharing internet, so you're sharing your ping or whatever, your server.
Yeah. But my problem with it is the attack vectors on it. Is that if something happens to the network, maybe somebody else can explain it to me more. I haven't dug deep, but after Sergeant Crypto mentioned it, I looked into it, and anything with an attack vector that could take down most of the network wouldn't really mess with it. So, I mean, but again, some people are making a good money from Helium.
And that's why I say, I know some people who just bought one and stuff, and they're like, hey, we're making like 3 coins a day, $50 a coin, $150 a day. And they're saying, and from their perspective, now to be fair, they're wealthy. So they might not be checking the numbers like they claim they are. I asked about electricity costs. They're like, oh, no, it don't cost nothing. I was like, it don't cost nothing. They're like, oh, it don't cost nothing. It's a class. So I was like, all right, they are wealthy. I'll throw that out there. I don't know if they're really checking electricity. But they swear on it and they like it. I would say, as long as it's making you the money, then whatever. I'm not sure how much those miners cost, but you might need to do that whole equation yourself to figure out if it's worth it. But like Bitcoins, they said, it definitely has attack vectors. And for most of these things, I wouldn't even I wouldn't plan out longer than 6 months. I'll take it 6 months at a time, literally 4 to 6 months at a time. If it's still working at that, keep it pushing. If not, you need to cut your losses. Yeah. All right, get through some quick comments. The work 75. Can somebody please explain how you're supposed to withdraw your crypto to fiat with using the exchange? They are trash. So first and foremost, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was made to be peer-to-peer. It was made so you can go to another human being and do this type of transaction. First and foremost, but if you have to use exchange, you just got to find a better one. Like, yeah, they are trash, but there are ways to swap. Go ahead, Bitcoin. Say, you about to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say we've said it before. You should sign up on every exchange you can, simply because it is a game of whack-a-mole. Some are going to get smacked. Some are going to get left alone. You want to be able to have those options, diversify. between those exchanges, and you should be okay. The reason we say the security thing is, of course, we don't want to say to scare you, but we've seen it happen before. And I can tell you, an exchange going down is not pretty. It is terrible for everybody involved. So you just want to make sure you have different options for accessing it via fiat.
There we go. Sergeant Crypto, thank you for the tip. Says coffee or tea for the morning. Much appreciated. I actually got a funny tea story for you all one of these days offline. Let's see. And another quick tip. Litmo Crypto, thank you for the tip. Been listening to you guys dish out the truth for a while now. Appreciate this platform. No, thank you. We appreciate you for sure, for sure. All right. And then the last few comments, I'm trying to think. Bitcoin Day, I know you're going to leave soon. So you got any announcements?
No announcements for me except Bit Basel is today. Miami CryptoCon is today. Bunch of events for the next couple of weeks. And I'll be hanging out with Max Kaiser. We might go live today. So shout out to him. But other than that, make sure you get that masterclass. I got a lot of people who are now trying to get into the masterclass because they've tried it themselves and have lost money. And I realize they need help.
Bro, I got like 3 or 4 emails of I lost money, but I want to get in the masterclass.
I got flooded these past few days.
You did that backwards. You're doing it backwards. Do the masterclass. Save up some more money.
Yeah, because they thought they could do it themselves, saw the price rising, and then FOMO'd into it, bought it at 69 or 68 or whatever. And then the price dropped.
I already knew it. I was like, unless it costs 70, 75, 71, you don't buy in. You don't buy in right now.
It didn't break. I don't say it didn't break out past the trend line. It just got to all-time high. So again, I was like, just get the class. You could have saved. I mean, literally, a dude said, "I lost $10,000. I should have bought yours for $2,000 and could have made all." Yes, that's what we're trying to tell people is, yes, you can lose a lot of money in this market. So make sure you get that master class. Definitely help support the gentleman of crypto. Appreciate you all. And of course, again, like I said, we in Miami, baby. Bitcoin capital of the world.
There we go. There we go. Let's see. Suggesting form, you said, how do I convince my friend to buy more Bitcoin? His portfolio is 90% XRP. Hey, some people portfolios are 90% every altcoin out. Like, name your altcoin is 90% there. And it looks like we just lost Bitcoin Day. So I'm glad he gave his last quick shout out. Let's see. Yep, PFC Wells. I couldn't remember who it was. You were talking helium last year for sure. Like I said, I keep asking people. Okay, yep, level 99 Slacker. That is what I was just about to say. There we go. Level 99 Slacker. So I've already received term of service violation emails from my ISP and Spectrum. So again, and he mentioned level 99 Slacker. He or she mentioned helium a few months ago too. I did remember that you guys did tell us about helium early this year, not last year, to be honest. And again, the only reason I'm really looking to it because I was visiting a friend the other day. They had the miner. There's like another one coming in like 2 or 3 months because miners. They don't send them to you. Their initial plan was I'm gonna get like 5 helium miners. And I was like, I told them before they got the first one, I was like, they usually don't send miners out all at once, that many, because they don't want you to be able to mine a bunch of stuff. Like that's part of their marketing plan, their plans to control the token economy as much as possible. So their second miner was coming in December, but they're telling me all the good stuff about a helium miner, where the prices went to. And I was like, I remember people tell me about it, and they broke it down to me. And when they broke it down to me, I was like, oh yeah, that's super illegal. Like I would say it's not illegal in the sense of it's written into law at the moment, but it's kind of like that. I can't remember that guy. I think it's Ami and the Hellcat on YouTube. For those who are familiar with this YouTuber, guy made millions of dollars essentially by buying like cable services, streaming services. He bought them and then he resold them under his own package to others to stream for free or for paying him. Now, technically, it wasn't written in law at the time he was doing it that was illegal. So he's hoping to use that loophole to say, hey, I just gamed the system. Helium, to me, the way it was explained so far, they're gaming the system the same way. They're saying like anyone can use your server and ping. Like people, there are so many laws with all that stuff. I'm not saying it's fully illegal. I just don't see it. Again, long term, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I will say that it'll be interesting long term to see if that works. But if it does, they are definitely on to something. If it does work and it continues to go long term, then I mean, hey, it's no telling where that can go. So we'll see. 1199 Slacker said it uses about 40 gigabytes or so of data a month. So that's not crazy. You're right as well. It is a decent amount, as Kadeem said, but it's not crazy, especially for people who are like streaming and doing mining and all that stuff. Anyway, so essentially it's like you're on the internet all day almost. So that's one way to think of it. All right. Other than that, let's see. JG Wentworth said, my smoke today when we talking NFTs. This is NFT November. We're actually gonna be having a lot of NFT projects hopefully on the next couple of weeks. We've been holding them off, but there's a ton of NFT projects that have been wanting to do some sponsored posts to let you all know about their projects. And of course, whether it's an NFT project or any other project, like ccFound, which again, thanks again for today's show sponsor, be sure you do your own due diligence. We can't say that enough, but again, we never know. You could be some diamonds in the rough with some of these projects. So again, make sure you check it out on your own. Other than that, for the day, like I told you, JJ Wentworth, in the comment section, I was just trolling back, man. You know I had to. I'm hoping one of those 8 losers call in. Not you, man. You've done an awesome job for us already. I want the losers to call in so I can catch one of them live and see what type of humans they actually are. But other than that, make sure you smash that like and share. Again, check out that ccFound video just for the gentleman of crypto, and leave whatever comment you want to leave on it, or thumbs up, thumbs down it. And as always, check out that MiamiCoin, Bitcoin, Zay said that's the one we need to be looking at. And make sure you check out that masterclass. Other than that, make sure you smash that like and share. Last couple of comments. Let's see, just inform you. Since it's Fuck Bitcoin Friday, what is your favorite alt project, King, if you had to pick one? So off the top of my head, if I had, like at this moment, if I had to pick an alt project, I'm going to pick MiamiCoin, because like I said, Zay just told me about MiamiCoin. The other one I'm looking at right now, Solana as well, because again, if they are building the way they're building, they're planning to catch Ethereum, they could actually have a good pump as Bitcoin. They mentioned that Ethereum 2.0. And last but not least, I'll actually throw out another altcoin. People, I missed some of it because I was running around yesterday and got lazy, and I told myself I had one more day. But Hex, like not for forever, but I said it 2 days ago. That was the time to buy Hex. As much as we talk about these altcoins and stuff, I told you I don't fall in love with them. I get in, get out, I trade them. Like that was the time. So like literally, if you would have asked me that question, what was my favorite altcoin? Like 48 hours ago, I would have been like, Hex is one I'm looking at, because the price is like, it just dropped over 50%. Like I didn't think it was going to drop 80% or 90, but it did drop over 50. So I did kind of identify that as a buy right there. So yeah, but right now at the moment, I'm looking at MiamiCoin going into the weekend. I don't want to wait out on that. I'm gonna let Hex recover a little bit more. I'm gonna sell out of that and roam with my ball. No, I'm kidding. I'll probably keep everything that's not profiting. And other than that, I guess we'll be back with more next week, again, with more crypto news. Other than that, make sure you smash that like and share. And we will see you all Monday.